I'm okay today. Just got back from the dentist, which is never a fun activity. I went in for a checkup and I need to have one of my fillings replaced. So I've had to make another appointment to have that done on the 8th of July. So if you're not from the UK, you might not know that NHS dental treatment isn't free. It's subsidised, but you do have to pay for everything that you have done. So my checkup today cost me £27.40, and I wish I could earn money that fast because my bum wasn't on the seat for more than 5 minutes. So yeah, expensive. However, I don't know how much a private dentist costs. I can't speak. I don't know how much a private dentist costs for a checkup, as I've never been able to afford private dental treatment in the UK. And then when I go back to have my filling replaced, I will have to pay another £75.30. So the way the NHS system works for dental care is it comes in 3 tiers and a certain amount of work that you can have done in each tier. So the first tier is very basic stuff, mostly for a checkup, and that's £27.40. The second tier is fillings, and I don't know if x-rays are in the second tier or the first tier, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't have an x-ray today. So that's £75.30 for the second tier, and you get slightly more done to your teeth in that appointment. And then the third tier, which is if you need crowns or dentures, or you need to have braces, anything like that, is £326.70. Although it's subsidised, it's not cheap. I think there's certain benefits you can be on which you can get free dental treatment. And I know that if you're pregnant, you get free dental treatment while you're pregnant, and children get free dental treatment. But everybody else who has an NHS dentist has to pay, one of these amounts depending on the tier that the treatment's in. So yeah, by the time I get my filling replaced in, a week or so's time, I will have spent the best part of £100. So that's fun. I would much rather spend £100 on books or going out for the day or doing something nice, but you have to look after your teeth, don't you? Anyway, what else has been happening? This is just a really chatty vlog today, just having a little catch up on what I've been doing. And the next thing, health-wise, apart from my teeth, is that my knee is still incredibly painful and I'm struggling to walk around. Every step hurts like billy-o. And the painkillers that I was given by the doctor when I went to see him, was it 2 weeks ago? They don't touch it. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. I might as well just have stayed on paracetamol for all the good it does. And I got a letter today, actually when I got back from the dentist. I got 2 letters, and I hardly ever receive any post these days. One letter from the hospital saying, according to the Royal College of Radiologists, the current guidelines is that anybody over 45 with knee pain isn't eligible for an MRI scan. So basically I've been bumped down a level, and now they're saying that I just need an x-ray or a couple of x-rays, which is completely against what the GP said when I went to see him. He said, I don't think an x-ray will give us enough information. But anyway, they've come back and they've said, now we're going to send you an appointment for an x-ray, and basically that'll have to do. So not too thrilled about that, but maybe it will be enough. Maybe it's just because I'm nearly 60 and they think, well, tough, your knees are going to be rubbish at your age. I don't know, but anyway, I'm getting an x-ray now. Work-wise, I've had to take time off again because of the pain. So what I've been trying to do is cancel some cleans and do other ones, and then the following week mix it up a bit so that everybody gets a fair shot at getting a clean, certainly once every 2 weeks. So that's been a bit of a juggling act, and obviously it's meant my income's down because I'm not doing as many cleans as I normally would in a week. Anyway, on an upside, I found a really good offer in Marks and Spencer's yesterday. And I don't shop in Marks and Spencer's food hall very often because it's way out of my budget. It's far too expensive. But occasionally I go in there and I have a look to see if they've got any reduced things that are worth the money, if they're reduced enough. And the quality of the food is lovely. You know, there's no denying that, but it's very pricey. Anyway, I found bags of bananas that they were selling off at a cheap price. So I bought a bag of those, and I will insert a clip now to show you what the bananas were like and the bag it came in and how much I paid for them. And I was very pleased. So if you don't know about this Marks and Spencer's banana reduction that they have occasionally, then this will show you what you can get for your money, and maybe you'd like to go down and have a look to see if your local Marks and Spencer's do these offers sometimes. Anyway, I thought it was a great buy, and I was very pleased that I'd popped in on chance and found this bag of bananas for an incredibly low price. I don't normally shop in Marks and Spencer's, but I went in there today and I found these bags right here, right now. And it's fighting food waste. And it's bananas that they think are overripe. And therefore, they're selling them for very little money. We've got some nice banana bread recipes on the back and vegan nana cupcakes. Okay, so let's have a look inside. What have we got? That's a lot of bananas. So we've got what? 2, 4, 6 bananas. And to me, they don't look overripe. They look, you know, getting there. That one's probably the least ripe. I like my bananas very ripe, otherwise it's giving me indigestion. But they look fine to me. 6 bananas, and that bag, because they're going to waste otherwise, cost one banana bag 35p, which to me is an absolute bargain because they're big bananas as well. So if you're in Marks and Spencer's and you like eating bananas, have a look for these fighting food waste bags and get yourself some bananas for 35p. Bargain. And finally, the last thing that I've got to tell you is that my allotment is growing well, and I'm going to insert some photos of what I'm growing after I finish talking just now. It's been incredibly hot in the last week. Trying to sleep's been horrible. You know, I think most people are exhausted and feeling a bit fractious now after several nights of not very good sleep. It's cooled down a bit today and it's incredibly windy, but I know that people around the world will be thinking, well, you're just a big wuss. It's not that hot. It got up to 28, 29 degrees where I live, and that is hot for us anyway. And it's not like you get time to build up, you know, it's like that, you know, suddenly it's hot or it's not, and there's nothing in between to let you acclimatise. So yeah, that's been a bit of a struggle. And boy oh boy, has the ground dried out on the allotment. I've been up there every second day watering. I bought a second watering can so that I could have a can in each hand going to the water source, and it would cut down the amount of times I have to walk up and down you know, by half, which I'm very glad of at the moment with my knee. Anyway, the stuff's growing. I've had lots of raspberries. They've been delicious. Some of them haven't made it home, but that's all right, I'm growing them. And some strawberries. And I harvested my first 2 beetroots of the year, which I'll probably roast one, and then might grate the other one raw into a salad, which is quite nice. So that's growing really well. So are the weeds, but then that's, you know, what you come to expect. So hopefully I will be having some spring broad beans soon. What else have I got growing? Lettuce, I've been picking some lettuce, which has been very nice. And obviously the raspberries and strawberries. I've got a cucumber plant in my greenhouse, which is growing really well. The other one I had, I don't know what happened to it, but it wasn't Happy Bunny, and that seems to have died off. It was in a pot next to the one that's growing fine, so I've got no idea what happened to it. Some tomatoes growing now that need to ripen, so that's nice. I love the first taste of a fresh tomato when you've just picked it off to heaven. So it's all growing well, and I'm looking forward to having some free food in the next month or two. So I'll show you the photos right now.